Yo, welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. Last time, what I assume is the inciting incident of the story occurred with this albino girl arriving at the mansion during Nellie's birthday party. And her dad apparently died along the way, or something. Anyway, she's now working as a maid, or rather as an Abigail in the mansion. She's working under uh he's working as Nellie and Mel's mother's Abigail. um Mel is obviously interested in her. He's like trying to talk to her and get to know her, and Nellie is a bit jealous and is trying to get in the way of that. And it does appear that she's come to the mansion with some ulterior motives. She's doing some sneaky things, I think. Anything else happen? Don't think so. Alright, let's continue. Did I save last time? I don't remember. I hope I saved. Is this where I last was? Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the white haired girl is talking. Is saying like some sus things about, oh, the master isn't here. I gotta make my move. Not sure what she's talking about, but yeah. Despite his near devastation by Nellie's news, Mel's flaxen eyes continue to wander in hope of catching sight of the girl. Okay, yeah, this is because Nellie told Mel that the white-haired girl told Nellie that she didn't have any romantic interest in Mel. Okay. What is this song? Man, I keep saying it. The music in this game is so good. I'm definitely gonna put a lot of these songs in my playlist after I'm done with this game. By now it should be quite obvious to you what Mel was feeling. Let me lower the volume a tiny bit, actually. But the boy himself was having difficulty comprehending the thing going through his heart. Emotionally, he was horribly unstable, like a ship without a sail. And still, every time he spotted the white-haired girl, his heart would leap, his whole body jither with anxiety and excitement. He had never felt anything like this before, and as such, he struggled to keep the strange emotions in check. Whenever he saw an opportunity, Mel would speak to the white-haired girl. And days he was unable to. He either spent in secluded silence or distracted days, and he still never asked her name. Love is a curious thing. It has the power to change those who experience it. When he did manage to approach her, he tripped over his tongue. Again and again he talked to her, and again he stumbled. I imagine if we were to take him to see a romance at the theater in his present state, he would cry just as much as little Nellie. Okay. We cry at tragedies because we draw parallels with our own lives. At least that is what I think. I don't know if I agree. Great tales of romance attain true gravity with the audience only when they are personally familiar with love. In any event, the white-haired girl was, as a result of this, visibly perturbed. She was delighted that he was being so kind to her, but confusion overpowered every other emotion. She appeared to be at a loss for what to do as he clumsily catapulted words and stares at her. But Mel did not back down, though he probably knew not what caused such fiery emotions to erupt from within his breast. One's first love, in particular, tends to burn like a wildfire. Are you familiar with this sensation, Master? Oh, haha. What did I say? What did I say? Ah, there she is. Is she cleaning? No, it looks like she's reading. It's now or never. This time for sure. Boo! Ah! Got her. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You clearly did mean to scare her. You yelled boo. What do you mean you didn't mean to scare her? Lord Mel, you very clearly meant to scare me. Because you just wouldn't notice me. What are you reading? You look pretty engrossed. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked for permission. It's fine, no need to apologize. Feel free to read whatever you want, and you're welcome to bring books back to your room if you'd like to spend more time with them. But I was just... Bring the mic a bit closer. I was just amazed that the mansion had a library. It must have been a lot of work to collect all these books. There's some pretty old books in here too. Your grandfather's? Some that he collected, and some even older than that. Take a look at this. I think it's a diary, but it's not from this country. Or this century for that matter. Maybe a feudal lord? Aha, here, he's complaining about the quality of the harvest. Can this forsaken land only produce over-sour grapes? Ah, if only the largest of the Barney, or maybe Barnier? If only the largest of the Barnier estates were mine instead. The land there is much more suitable to cultivation. There you have it. Is this a metaphor? You can read this, Lord Mal? More or less. I looked over it several times already, so that wasn't too difficult. Why would such an old book be here? I'm not sure. It and all of this was already here when I moved into the mansion. Have you not lived here your whole life? I was born at our estate, but to me and Nellie, this is more like our own. We moved it when I was still young, and we've lived here ever since. Nellie and Mother have both grown quite fond of it. Father, though, often goes back to the house because he doesn't like all the roses. By himself? Yeah, well, sometimes Mother goes with him, but for the most part, he goes alone. She's doing something sus, but don't get me wrong, it's not because they don't get along. In fact, they act more like teenagers in love than grown adults. It almost makes me sick having to watch it. Look at you! It is a wonderful thing to be so close, no matter how old they may be. True, but still. There are those in the world who cannot be with the ones they care for as much as they may wish. Wink wink. Dot dot dot. I'm sorry about that. Oh, that's right. The book. What were you reading? I wasn't exactly reading. I do not enjoy reading lots of text, so I was looking at the pictures. You're a visual novel reader. Is that so? You seem very cultured, so I thought you would be partial to reading. Perhaps you're actually more like Nellie and eschew your studies? Yes. I wouldn't have guessed. But you like looking at pictures? I do. What else do you like? What? What do you enjoy doing? It can be anything. I enjoy being told stories. Stories? Yes, when I was young, my father would tell me tales. What kind of stories did you like? There was one about an imprisoned girl. Tell it to me. Once there was a girl and she was locked away in a mansion deep in the forest. A mansion with only one window. But the window sat high up on the wall, far beyond her reach. So it was always very dark inside, unlike this mansion. However, the girl did not like the outside world. There were lots of scary things out there after all. Though she may have been all alone in the mansion, she grew comfortable with the darkness in time, so she had nothing to be afraid of. And then, am I doing a good job? You're doing fine, keep going, what happens next? Okay. And then the girl grew up. By then, she had already forgotten why she was locked up, but she was content with the darkness. However, her eyes couldn't help but be drawn to the little bit of light that spilled through the one window. Though she was comfortable in the darkness, the sight of the light made her heart race. At first, the girl thought it was because she found it unpleasant, because she disliked the light and the outside. But slowly, she came to realize that she was curious about the outside world. What could be happening out there? For all she knew, the town, the forest, the people, all of it could have changed while she was imprisoned in the mansion. But she had no way of finding out. So the girl decided to write letters and throw them out the window. What began as empty grasping became routine, continuing for several months until she was finally ready to give up. But then, a beautiful white dove flew in through the window. Tied to the dove's leg was a letter. Her heart racing, she read the words contained within. It seemed to have been written by a man. The letter contained numerous questions for the girl. It also said that if she attached a reply to the dove, it would bring the letter back to him. She was astonished, but she wrote him back anyway, taking care not to mention where she was. After having exchanged letters a number of times, the two felt very close to one another, as though they had known each other for many years despite having never met. And eventually the man said he wanted to meet her. Indeed. The girl was unsure what to do. Should she tell him of how she lived? Should she reveal where she spent her days? She was afraid if she did, he would cease to send her letters. Okay, this is obviously a parallel between you and Mel. Like, you don't want to tell them where you're from. Yeah. She was sure he believed her to be a young lady of noble blood, and not a girl locked away in a house deep in the forest. The girl could not bring herself to write a response. She released the dove through the window with nothing attached to its legs, and yet it returned with another letter, written in the man's familiar hand. You must surely have a grave reason for your silence, it said. I would like to know that reason, and I would like to help you. No matter what it may be, you have my word. She deliberated. Though his letters were kind, she did not know this man. He was from the outside. Would he still treat her the same way when he met her? And did she even want to step out into the world beyond? What do you think she did? Wrote a letter and agreed to meet him, right? Yes, she did. The girl made up her mind she would write a letter. As always, when she tied it to the dove's leg, it flew off out the window, and for some time after that she received no response from the man. This saddened her, but she thought it was for the best. She belonged in her own confined world, her world of darkness. Ooh. But then, one day, light shone into the mansion. The sealed door had been opened, and in the doorway stood a handsome young man. I have come for you, he said. The man was a prince from a neighboring kingdom. When the girl stepped outside, before her sat a magnificent carriage, the likes of which she had never seen before, accompanied by many servants. The prince, kind as in the letters, swore his love to her, and the two lived happily ever after. Okay, well tell me where you're from then. Ah, what a nice story. I'm glad it had a happy ending. A prince. You're a prince. Was there something funny about the story? Oh, I don't know, you're not really a prince, but Nelly calls you a prince. Was there something funny about the story? No, that's not why I was laughing. Do you ever imagine what it would be like if a prince showed up for you? Huh? It doesn't have to be a real prince, even just someone like one. You're so cringe. Is that something you dream about? Oh, no, I think I'm perhaps a little too old for that. You think so? Nelly still fantasizes about the prince, and she's 14. I just assumed all girls were the same. Lady Nelly's prince. That's you, Lord Mel, no? What? Is it not? I mean, we used to play make-believe a lot when we were kids, but I very much doubt she still thinks of me that way in earnest. She literally called you her prince during her birthday party. When she calls me her prince now, it's mostly in jest. Oh yeah, a joke. Haha. ... If it weren't, that would be concerning. Oh? That story, do you know if it's a regional tale? One that's been passed down through the ages? I'm not sure. It could very well be of my father's own creation. You might think me conceited, but I think the story might be about me. The girl trapped in the mansion is you? You haven't been locked up anywhere before, have you? No, thankfully, I've never been locked up before. Thank goodness. But with an appearance like mine, I can sympathize with her being afraid of the outside world. I have, at times, imagined how wonderful life would be if it were only me and my father. But the girl left the house in the end. If your father really wrote that story, then I believe it contains his hope for you to end up the same way. Oh? I don't have what it takes to be a real prince and whisk you away, but I can at least pretend. So if it was your father's wish for you to see the outside world, then surely there's nothing wrong with you getting out and experiencing all the scenery that the world has to offer. ... I want to see the outside too. Or, to be more specific, other countries. So, if you'd like, we, could maybe go see distant lands together? Ah, dearest Mel, I've been looking all over for you. Nelly! Look at this, dearest Mel. Mother brought me these wonderful gloves to wear on walks. The roses embroidered on the wrist are just precious. Oh my, you're right, they're beautiful. You appear to be dizzy, Lord Mel. Are you feeling unwell? No, I'm fine. Ahaha. Unlucky. Mel was feeling frustrated at his inability to convey his feelings to her. And as his frustration built up over time, he developed, I suppose you could call it, a severe case of lovesickness. For several consecutive nights he had been afflicted with a peculiar sensation, a presence in his bedchamber. Death. Death to the unholy one. Death to the heretic. Death to the witch. Kill XXX. Cheese. Why? I never wanted her to die. Was she not eating? This is a continuation of the tale that she was telling. Never wanted it. Seal off the tower. Understood? No one finds out about this. How can you be so calm? Don't you understand what you've done? Pinning the blame on me? How nice it must be to be able to distort reality with panic. You're just as guilty as any of us. I never wanted her to die. The witch killed her. The blood of the witch killed my XXX. So is this like how the story really ended? I never wanted her to die. Was she not eating? Was she not eating? Vampire? The witch killed her. The blood of the... What do you mean that... Why do you say the witch killed her, but then you say, was she not eating? Because this makes me think she starved to death or something, but... The blood of the witch killed her. Huh. Grr. Ah. A dream? What was that dream? It was horribly unsettling. I was holding someone, a girl I cared for dearly, in my arms, and she was limp. It was almost as if she were dead. I've been having a lot of really unpleasant dreams lately. I can't stop shaking. Why would I have such a dream? I feel sick. Back to sleep. But I wonder, who was that girl? It's the girl who is locked in a tower. I can sense someone standing beyond my door. Is someone there? It's like they're watching me. Is it just my imagination? I can't move. What do you want? Go away. The sound is going fainter. She's allowed to stalk you a little bit, because you stalked her the first day she was here, so you know. You're even now. ... Is that truly what your story meant, Father? But such a magnificent garden. Something we could never have had. Are my intentions misguided? What a beautiful white rose. Like you! You know, you could have sneaked into his room rather easily then. No one was watching. Heh. How long have you... Are you actually a vampire? I was kind of joking at the beginning, but... Oh, needn't pay me any mind. I shall not condemn you, no matter what you might do. Rather, I am on your side. I was not going to do anything. Oh, is that so? Then perhaps you were out for a late night stroll. I imagine you have less difficulties going outside at night. I beg your pardon. I will return to the mansion immediately. Oh yes, that reminds me. It was also the middle of the night when the grocer's servant broke into their safe. News of that spread quite far. I'm sure you would have heard about it. Oh? Although, was Gamache imprisoned? Dear me, I'm having trouble remembering. But worry not. If you wish for it, the mansion shall provide. You are in no danger whatsoever of getting caught. You said that the witch lives in the mansion, did you not? I did. Does that sound perhaps a bit archaic to you? No. I believe those rumors mockingly refer to me. What do you... I don't understand why she's saying this. Is she trying to steal something? I believe those rumors mockingly refer to me. Oh my. I've been accused of being a witch before, which is amusing. I don't have any magical powers. I simply have an unusual appearance. My, what a lovely shade of red. The rose. Is something the matter? This rose was white until I took it in my hand. Hehe, is that so? I apologize, I must sound mad. I'm sure I was just mistaken. It couldn't possibly have changed. I wonder. Yes? Did the girl locked in the mansion become a princess? What? We should lock up and head to bed. Make sure all the shutters are closed nice and tight, and then draw the bar on the front door. Okay, I guess she's trying to steal something. I guess she's not a vampire. Slowly but surely, time trekked onward, everyone working towards their own individual goals. Each early summer breeze that blew through the garden was like God's hallowed breath carrying the flower's fragrance in through Rose Manor's windows. If only time could be stopped in this beautiful era made to live on for eternity. As usual, Mel's eyes chased after the white-haired girl, and Nellie pursed her lips in frustration at him. But she was still rather docile. Even taking into account how self-centered she behaved, how fickle her temper, Nellie's fits were still no worse than a playful kitten. See, at that very moment, her lively little feline had her claws poised to swat at the flaxen-haired young man. Mel, you promised me, or have you forgotten? I haven't forgotten. I'm just asking if we can go another day. Another day? This isn't something that happens every day. I've been looking forward to tonight's performance for so long. There's nothing I can do about that. We're having a gathering at the priest's home tonight. Several high-ranking officials have come up from the mainland just for this. Who cares? I care. You know, Nellie, it doesn't have to be me who goes with you. No, I want to go with you, Mel. You've been so distant lately, dearest Mel. You refuse to do anything with me. That's not true. Tell me, if you can't go today, when can you? When will you be willing to go out with me? When will you be willing to play cards with me, to have tea together? I can't make any promises. I have things to do, obligations. And Nellie, you're almost an adult yourself. Stop that acting like such a child. I'm not an adult yet, I'm still a kid. I'm only 14. 14 is still young. If it means I don't get to play with you anymore, dearest Mel, then I don't want to be an adult. Nellie, you can't. Lady Nellie, the master wishes to speak with you. Huh? Father does. What could you want? Go on, Nellie. You can't make Father wait. He's very particular about people keeping their appointments. Yes, he is. Unlike you, dearest Mel. Ooh, got him. Got him. What's got her in such a foul mood? Oh, thank goodness for small miracles. Nellie just won't seem to take me at my words lately. You mustn't be so harsh on her. She's your one and only darling little sister. You're right, but still, she's taking it a bit too far of late. Oh, I'm not so sure. She does not seem to be behaving any differently to me. Am I the one acting differently then? Well, enough about that. Can I ask you a favor? Me? What can I do for you? I was thinking... Physically, Mel was undeniably a young man, but the smirk that crossed his lips as he schemed gave his face the sweet look of a little boy. Or perhaps that was simply part of his charm, and it was not the age disparity but his character that made his smile so heartwarming. What did he ask of me? You shall find out soon enough. Is it like the white-haired girl's birthday or something? I don't know. I would really like to know her name. It's annoying to say the white-haired girl every time. It's Cloudy. And thank goodness for that too. Though it would be even better if it were even darker out. I believe the textile shop is around here. Ah. Hi there. Lord Mel, fancy meeting you here? Yeah, what a surprise! So, what do you say we take this chance and go for a little walk? Since you're sensitive to the sunlight, you can keep your eyes out for shadowy areas as we go. And if you feel unwell, just let me know. I was sent out to run an errand. Don't worry about that. Come on, follow me. You're really pushy. ... I'm sorry. It actually wasn't an accident we crossed paths. Huh? I planned this out ahead of time. Asked to have you sent out on a fake errand. What the fuck are you talking about? It feels like I'm always on alert back at the mansion. Haha, can't relax in my own house. It's actually kind of funny. You can just ask her to go on a walk normally. You don't have to you send her on a fake errand and pretend to walk into her accidentally on the street. You're fucking weird, man. Sorry, that was inappropriate of me. I just thought since the sun's mostly blocked out, it would be alright if... I'm feeling just fine. Ah. Of course, I get her out of the house and I can't even think of anything to say. Hey, yes? Have you settled into life at the mansion? I have. Everyone has been such a big help. That's good to hear. Indeed. Do you like video games? You like anime? Yes. Nelly told me she had you helped her decorate her room sometime back. Ah yes, that was shortly after I arrived. What of it? Yeah, that day Nelly told me, oh don't say this, man. That you don't I don't. Never mind, sorry, it's not important. Hmm? It is important, but I can't just ask how she feels about me. That would make it sound like I forget. Sounds like I do, don't I? Lord Mel? Oh, sorry, I had something on my mind. It looks like it might rain again today. The weather usually gets better as summer approaches, not worse like it has been. It won't be a heavy storm, though. No? The wind is too gentle. You can tell from that? Vaguely, but yes. Huh, that's impressive. I often leave the house unprepared, only to find myself sloshing back in the rain. Heh. You laugh a lot more than you used to. Do I? Yeah, and I like that. You look better with a smile on your face. Classic. Classic line. This always works. A smile suits Lady Nelly much more than I. What? Her smile and your smile are completely different. Also, a smile suits you as well, Lord Mel. Do you really think so? What am I supposed to do in the face of a smile like that? So, yes? Knowing her, if I ask if I'm imposing, she'll say no without a hesitation. Trying to cover myself isn't going to get me anywhere. Hold on a second. I never did get you those flowers like I promised. There was a single white rose blooming in the garden. I was planning to give it to you, but it disappeared before I had the chance. It became red. It turned red. So I'd like you to have this. It's not a real rose, but it won't wilt either. Mel was holding an ornamental white rose. It was an impressively detailed replica of the real thing, crafted by an incredibly skilled artisan's hand. It was, I imagined, made by the same craftsman from whom Mel had ordered Nelly's birthday necklace. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we were seeing the way we were seeing this story in the past. The maid said it was because the mansion had seen it or whatever. But we're not in the mansion right now. We're in the city, right? So how are we seeing this? The young man, who but a handful of days earlier had said he had no sweetheart, had come in to commission a present for a girl. The master of the shop must have been quite surprised, or perhaps it had given him a good laugh instead. It was for this moment that he so desperately sought for time together with the white-haired girl. I don't know what you like, so I had to base it on my sister's tastes. My apologies, I cannot accept this. Is the design not to your liking? No, if you're concerned about how much I paid for it, don't be. I just want you to have it, that's all. Please. Why are you so kind to me? 'Cause he wants to fuck you! Why? Because... I'm sorry, I can't accept it. A clear glint of flustered panic was visible in her red-high eyes. There was not a girl in the world whose heart would not flutter at the sight of the sparkling rose accessory. But her reaction was far from delight. As a matter of fact, there were traces of fear and apprehension in her countenance. Is it gonna turn red if she touches it? I beg your pardon. Hold on. With a look of distress on her face, the white-haired girl made her to run off, but Mel grabbed her by the arm in the nick of time. At least tell me why. Is it because you dislike me? I never said... Something's wrong with me. From the day we arrived at the mansion, it's like I haven't been myself. I've been strangely aflutter ever since then. Whether I try to study or whether I try to read, none of it sticks. I'm just looking at pages of text, tracing rows of letter, only for them to disappear as soon as I look away. It's all because of you. I truly am sorry. Please, don't be any more generous than you already have. When I'm with you, my willpower wavers. What do you mean by that? I'm so sorry. Are you a werewolf? What are you? Ah, wait. Mel's grip loosened for a moment, allowing her to slip through and dart off like a gust of wind, not giving him a chance to stop her a second time. The dumbfounded, flaxen-haired boy stood frozen in place, left all by himself. The breeze, which the white-haired girl had called gentle earlier, felt faintly chilly, almost as if mocking him. It looks like she's even less fond of me than I thought. Ugh. God, I'm crying. I'm pathetic. Well, if it isn't Mel, what might you be? Are you crying? I'm so pitiful. Sorry you had to see this. Think nothing of it. I passed by a girl just a few moments ago. She appeared to be rather distressed as well. Did something happen between the two of you? I wasn't good enough, it seems. Not good enough? That was the new maid I was telling you about before. I was, like you said, Father, I was keen on her, quite. Enough to bring me to tears like a miserable child. But she rejected me. I don't even have what it takes to be a standing prince. Mel, I apologize for complaining to you about this. I'm completely hopeless. Mel, please don't try to cheer me up. I don't need any sympathy, I just... No, Mel, listen to me. What? I've seen that girl before. What do you mean? But, you said she was a servant at your house, right? In which case... Yes, she is. Please tell me, Father, where did you see her? Why must you be so evasive? It was probably someone else. Just say it! Someone else. You're saying you mistook someone who stands out as much as her? Father. She, and a man who I'm assuming is her father, paid a visit to the church once. They came asking for food, their clothes and tethers. The two were emaciated. I don't think they were eating daily. What? Wait a minute, are you saying? I mean, you already know this. You saw her on the first day she came with, her, tattered clothes. She's a beggar. But Father said she came from an esteemed house. Which is why I said I might be mistaken now. She has a singular aspect, but it is possible there is another girl who looks similar. Deep down, though, the priest surely believed the opposite. And so he said sternly, like teacher to a pupil. But you must be absolutely certain now, understood? You cannot proceed any further without knowing her ancestry. May I visit the church, Father? By all means. In the back of Mel's mind, a vision of the night of the storm, the night the white-haired girl arrived at the mansion, was surely replaying. She had been wearing little more than rags and covered in grime. Yeah, hardly the appearance of a respectable young lady of class. I guess the question is, why did your parents take her in? Have I been putting her through unnecessary stress? If she actually turns out to be nameless, to be rankless, no matter where she comes from, my heart is decided. I will not fool myself about how I feel any longer. No, I cannot fool myself. But how does she feel? What will everyone else think? I have to find out why she was welcome into our house. I'll ask Mother or Father. No, if for some reason they don't know she isn't aristocratic, I'm better off not saying anything. But if they don't, then does that mean she's been lying to us and to them? I have to find out. This time I must get answers. Is that the only reason she's been refusing to say where she came from? Because she's not from a good family? Is that the only reason? No, absolutely not. You come back and the first thing you say is that. I hate you, Father. I will not stand for this. Are you getting married? Why? Why would he just suddenly throw that on me? He didn't even ask for my opinion. No, I won't do it. I'm fine the way things are. I'm just fine. Dearest Mel, I need your help. I don't want to get married. Yeah. Things are heating up. This may seem sudden, but I must confess that I made a grave mistake. My transgression is that I was unable to completely predict where this path we were traveling led. My hands were full dealing with my immediate day-to-day tasks. I could do not but pray there was happiness waiting in the future. Happiness for everyone who lived within Rose Manor. But I am but a mere maid. There are limits to what I am allowed to do. And furthermore, it was not my place to offer her my hand. Roads, such as the ones we were following, have a way of diverging with little warning. And if you did not turn the wheel exactly right as though sudden fork, you may end up somewhere horribly off course. I was well aware of that fact, which is why I thought that what I did was for the best. What did you do? It's happening again. I made sure the door was closed, but I can sense someone standing there. Someone watching me. Footsteps. You're looking down at me? I want to open my eyes, but I can't do it. Curses. You're just going to leave without doing anything, aren't you? Then hurry up and get out of here. Free me from this torture. No, tonight they're on my bed now, looking down on me. They're on your bed? My neck. Okay, she is a vampire. What? I can't speak. I can't move. These cold fingers. That soft breath. What? Why? I can move my body. But that's not important right now. You smell of roses. The scent of a world far removed from ours. He made to gasp at the sight before him, only to realize he could not. The pressure of her cold fingertips wrapped around his throat robbed him almost entirely of the ability to breathe. Why? He silently mouthed the word. For that moment, at least, her melancholic ruby eyes were focused wholly on the flaxen-haired young man. In them glowed a faint flicker of willpower, and a continuously burning agitation that rose her to action. I told you to stop being so kind to me. Why? It will all be over soon. Please don't make any noise. Why? To put an end to this family. You are my only... Why? Are you shaking? What? Upon hearing Mel's words, the strength drained from her slender fingers. To put an end to this family. He had not been questioning why she would do such a thing. There was, of course, a trace of bewilderment visible in his eyes. But he did not shout, nor did he tremble in fear. He instead expressed concern for the young woman who looked like a cornered rabbit. I am not shaking. You are, I can see it. As he slowly regained his breath, Mel's voice, too, grew clearer. Conversely, the red-eyed girl grew progressively more faint and raspy. You are not doing this because you genuinely want to. There is some other reason. This is what I desire. Have you been to my room before? You have. I'm sorry. Haha. Well, I'll be damned. Tell me, why are you shaking? You're not putting any pressure on my neck. Why haven't you run? Because I cannot fathom why you would do this, so I'm not afraid. Do you hate me so deeply you want me dead? Do you despise me to the point you would be willing to take my life with your own hands? No, I don't. See, like I said, there's another reason. If it isn't because you detest me, then tell me, why is it? I'm sorry, I will leave your room now. I will do my best not to bother you any further. So please forget anything ever happened. Okay. Do you think I'm just going to say okay and let you go? Why can't you tell me the reason? I'm sorry. Alright, then I'll try and guess. What? It has something to do with your lineage. You're troubled by it somehow. Am I right? I thought so. How do you know about that? Did their family do something to your family in the past and you're taking revenge or something? The priest at the church told me he had seen you before. He also told me a little about your origin. But that's all I know. The only difference between us is social rank. I don't know what would cause you to do this. Please tell me who you really are. Tell me why you came to the mansion and why father allowed you to be a maid. I haven't said anything to mother or father. If you're hiding from the truth from them, they still don't know. But I want to. I won't get mad at you or have you punished. I'll even swear to God if you'd like. I want to be the prince who whisked you away. I want to be like the prince who rescued the girl from the dark mansion and showed her the world. I know I'm not that dependable, but I want to help you. Why do you show me such compassion? Why do you treat me like this? I have my hands around your neck. Why? I thought it would be obvious. Or have I not expressed myself well enough? I love you. Every time you push away, it crushes me. I didn't even know my heart could feel such distress. If you dislike me and don't want to be with me, then, well, I'll just have to live with that. As much as it may hurt. But if you have some other reason, some weight on your shoulders, that you can't share with anyone else, tell me. I want to help you. There are other options. Things we can do about your... No, that's not it. Huh? I've tried to hate you so many times. So yes, there's more to it than just social status. But I can't do it. I couldn't make myself do it. What do you mean? I had so many chances, but I couldn't do anything. She spoke in a stifled voice, as if every word had to fight to escape her lips. She appeared so fragile, so precarious looking down on him, that it seemed as though, if a gust of wind were to whisk through the room, it would blow her away completely. Her pale fingers were trembling when she had tried to squeeze them again and failed. However, her hands did not pull away from his still slender neck. Her hand is so cold. He did not challenge her, but simply kept his eyes fixed on hers, as if carefully watching to see what she would do next. Say it as many times as I must, I love you, and I wouldn't be able to accept losing you without knowing anything. So please tell me the reason. I'll see to it that you're taken care of. Those are the words of a man of means, Lord Mel, of someone blessed enough to have pity for others. You're a foolish young man. You know nothing. But the greatest fool of all is myself. If you agree to punish me, I will talk. Punish you? Tell me. Her long white hair and his soft flaxen hair touched. For just the briefest of moments, it appeared in the darkness as though they had fused together. The white-haired girl, having finally gathered the courage, began to slowly tell her tale. On the night of the storm, I paid a visit to Rose Manor, this mansion. My father and I were always on the move, traveling across the land by foot, so it was only recently that we heard rumors of Rose Manor. There are several reasons we couldn't stay in one place. First is my unusual appearance. People often find the color of my skin or eyes disconcerting. So after living in one place for long enough, unsettling rumors would begin to spread, forcing us to leave. Another reason was my father's line of work. He painted pictures for a living, but he had trouble finding a patron, so he had to work day to day. When he was no longer able to find work in the city, we would move. We were birds that migrated without a flock. When we arrived at this town, my father was exhausted and weak. That is when we learned of Rose Manor, and the family who dwelled within. Rhodes is a name my father could never forget. He was, long ago, a painter in service of the Rhodes family. Hold on. Your father was an artist here? Yes. It was before I was born, so you probably don't remember, Lord Mel. So you knew about us before you came here? For as long as I can remember, I've known the name Rhodes. My father was chased from your house, just because they didn't like something he painted. Having failed the Rhodes family, no one else would become his patron. Just as a good reputation spreads, so too does a bad one. Radin, once a failure, no one will take you in ever again. You nobles throw your parties and spread your gossip about this painter or that sculptor. The rose you tried to give me is an example of that. It was certainly crafted with skill, but the jeweler is only known because some aristocrat spoke highly of him. Aristocrat. My father's paintings were no less skillful. His was a talent that could not be easily imitated. But no one was willing to separate the art from the artist. The Rhodes family stole everything from my father. But even thrown out onto the street, his only skill was painting. That was all he could do to earn a living. What little money we had for food, he gave to me. He did anything he could to ensure my survival, even at the expense of his own well-being. My father passed away in this town. Up until his last breath, he was only ever concerned about me. He held me in his arms and ran his fingers through my hair, an apologetic look on his face. If I had a normal appearance, I'm sure life would have been much easier. He was always telling me how sorry he was for making life so hard, even though it's not his fault I look like this. I disdained the Rhodes family for putting my father through such hardship. I imagine you were still living in decadence, acting as though nothing had ever happened. So you're not a vampire? No, you wouldn't even care about the fate of one simple painter. Our lives meant nothing to you, and so I thought to bring misfortune upon you, and that's why you tried to kill me. In truth, I had wanted to take the master's life, but your father spent so much time outside the mansion, and so, you're right, if they lost me, it would put my family in a very difficult position. That is the whole of my tale. You now know about my father and how I feel about you. Having told you of the blackness in my heart, I cannot go on living like nothing has changed. Please give me punishment. Why? Why would you have put the one I love through any more misery? Why would you have me put the one I love through any more misery? I am not fit for your affection. Not only because I am not aristocratic, but because every time I spoke with you, I did so holding this darkness in my heart. Does that not unnerve you? In the end, it was my family's action that caused you so much suffering. Would that your father were still alive, perhaps I could have done something. I'm sorry. So this seems like, hang on. It seems like this story, at least, is, completely not supernatural. There's obviously some supernatural stuff going on with the fact that we're traveling through time or something, but, this story, like, taken in by itself seems pretty naturalistic. ... And besides, you hesitated. You didn't actually kill me. What am I even to punish you for? Also, could you have even strangled him? Like, surely he could have, like, fought you back, right? Like, you wouldn't have just, like, died if you just strangled him here. As you said, you had countless opportunities, but you could not bring yourself to do it. Tell me, why couldn't you kill me? Because if it's because I've given you enough reason to have even the slightest bit of interest in me. Nothing was as I envisioned it. What? I assumed the residents of Rose Manor would be cold, people who believed that wealth and rank mattered above all. But on the night of the storm, the mistress was the first one to extend her hand to me. I arrived at the mansion disguised as a beggar. Actually, disguise is not the right word, as many nights I only survived on the generosity of others. The mistress did not send me away when she saw me. Quite the opposite, she took me in as a servant. So that was Mother's doing. I could scarcely believe she would invite a stranger into her home, that she would treat a stranger with such compassion. I thought perhaps she knew who my father was, but I had never met any of you before, so she must simply be that kind-hearted a woman. And the mistress continued to treat me with kindness, despite my disquieting appearance and the darkness in my heart. In time, I began to grow less and less sure of myself. Was what I meant to do truly right? Were the things I felt truly justified? But it was a certain fact that my father was here, and that he had been chased out. So I decided I should take your life to put an end to everything before I wavered any further. There were probably some extenuating circumstances, right? To why your father was chased out. Like the fucking picture was haunted or something. I don't know. We're probably gonna see that story later, if I had to guess. And then, you were too kind to me. It's all your fault. Because you laugh with such affection, because you give me smiles like that, because you say the things you say. I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. I'm so happy to hear that. Despite the unusual circumstances. Please don't say you want to leave. Don't ask me to punish you. I couldn't do anything for your father, but at least allow me to do something for the daughter he cared for so dearly. You are far too kind-hearted. I'll be happier with you around. You can become a real aristocrat. Huh? There are families that would be willing to adopt you, especially knowing it would bring them ties to the Rhodes family in the near future. Are you saying, as long as you're okay with that, of course? I don't understand. How could you possibly say that? I have my hands around your neck even as we speak. It seems reasonable enough to me. I'm desperately looking for some way to not have to lose you. But I couldn't. I don't know any etiquettes or social customs. How could I? You can learn all of that. You're pretty and naturally graceful. You'll do just fine. You're such an aristocrat, Lord Mel. What? The way you can come up with compliments so easily. Only for you. Nelly says my poetry has as much charm as a dissertation. I don't understand theater. It puts me to sleep. You laughed. Thank goodness. Keep smiling. You don't have to stop. A smile on your face is a smile on mine. No matter how deep the darkness is taking root in your heart, it can always be removed. I believe people are capable of forging their own futures. Aye. What do you say we go to the theater sometime? I promise I won't sleep through it. I don't remember the exact timelines of events, so this might not make sense, but I wonder if the beggar who was at the church that he gave money to sometimes, I wonder if that was her father before he died. At the private theater, we can get seats at the far end of the second floor so we don't have to stand. It would be pretty lavish seats, and it would give you a chance to experience the noble life. But, please, don't be shy. I can have clothes prepared for you. I'll ask one of the maids who can keep a secret. Say, the one with black hair. She kind of scares me though, haha. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. How could you show such compassion for me? I tried to inflict harm upon you. Am I allowed to feel such joy? For every day you suffered, a day of happiness. That's how it has to be. So stand by my side. He softly whispered the girl's name. For several long moments, her lips trembled in trepidation. But in time, she squeezed them together and made a smile. He wrapped his arms around her unbelievably slender, frail frame, holding her tight in an affectionate embrace. Mel approached me the next day. He explained to me the course of events, and then asked me to dress her up more beautifully than any other noble girl had ever been. She was already a very pretty girl, so even without much effort on my part, simply putting her in a dress, she radiated beauty. I was quite partial to her smile, so I agreed to help, thinking that if it would lead to their happiness, I could not ask for anything more. Okay, I don't think Nelly is going to be too happy about all this. I never anticipated what would happen next, though. Perhaps my hope were unreasonable after all. Uh-oh. Is Nelly gonna fucking kill her? Is Nelly gonna go full yandere? I guess we're gonna find out next time, but I assume that's what's gonna happen because we're seeing Nelly here. Yeah, gonna stop here. Yeah, I mean the story is keeping up the high level of quality that that's been having so far. Okay, I'm really stupid. I just noticed I said last time that the game's window, like the name of the window was like Mal Roads or something, but now it says a slow killing poison. So I think it just says the name of the chapter you're currently on. Like each chapter has a name, and it's just like the name of the chapter. So this chapter is called A Slow Killing Poison. A Slow Killing Poison. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the story is like obviously very well written. It's like very good. I will say though, this isn't really the type of story I tend to enjoy. Like historical romance. I mean, like I'm the kind of person like I'm willing to try anything. Like there's not a genre that I'm like, oh no, I refuse to consume any media that's of this genre. And I am enjoying this despite the fact that this isn't something I would normally read. But yeah, I this isn't a genre that I'm particularly enamored with. But yeah, I'm still having a really good time with this. I don't know how entertaining this is to watch, because my previous playthroughs, most of my commentary was like, because I've played a lot of mystery visual novels, so a lot of my commentary was like me speculating on the story, and also a lot of the stories I read were like pretty wacky, so a lot of it was like me making fun of the story. But I can't really do either of that in this, because there's not really, I mean, there's some mystery, but it's not a mystery story, right? Like I don't really have much to theorize on. And also the story is really well written, so I don't really have much to make fun of. I don't know, but regardless, I'm having a good time. So yeah, see you next time to see Nelly fucking murder the white hair girl. Alright, see you.